everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if it's your first time here, thank you so very much for stopping by the channel. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you've not done so already. Today, this morning, Saturday morning, up and at 'em, back in the beautiful City of Lights, Aurora, Illinois, shooting a little bit of street photography. We started right here. This is behind me. It's the historic Aurora Fire Museum. So it's really cool. You can tell the old architecture, just a very old building. So we wanted to start here, get a few shots, and then we're just going to kind of walk around this downtown historic district of Aurora, Illinois. So thanks for joining, and here we go. I'm gonna shoot it a couple of different ways. I'm gonna shoot it straight on, and I'm gonna shoot it from a different angles, looking, not sure what direction this is, looking that direction, then looking that direction, and then straight on. So the trick here is trying to get some images when there's no traffic in the way, and we'll have to deal with that. Yeah, just gonna get some shots of the beautiful architecture, the contrasting colors, all the different tones and textures that we have in this building. So really cool, just this old architecture. I love stuff like this, so I think we're going to get some really cool images. So these images right here, it actually might be more about the processing in Lightroom as opposed to what we do out here in the street with it, because there's only so many different ways you can shoot this building. So I think I'll probably really kind of mess around with the process this image in a few different ways. One cool thing is we're getting a nice shadow coming in. The building's backlit right now, so I am doing a 3 exposure bracket. So I'm exposing for, you know, right exposure, then 1 stop below the right exposure, then a stop over. So theoretically I could blend those if I wanted to in post-processing, or just use the best image of the 3 in the bracket. So it's always good to have options. Shooting it horizontal, shooting it portrait orientation, zooming in, pulling wide. I'm going to put my 70-200 on and try to get some detail shots, and that's going to be it for this beautiful building, as you can see right behind me in downtown Aurora. So I'm going to shoot this right now and then come back to you. Gotta love the city. Going to shoot this right now, and then we'll get back to you with the images, and we'll go on somewhere else down here in the downtown district, or the historic district of downtown. Alright, so we are at our second stop, and that's literally right across the street from where we were just shooting. So what we're seeing is this nice shadow of the turrets that are on top of the fire museum, casting that shadow on the buildings across the way. But within that scene, and I've shot that scene, same thing, I did a 3 image bracket, 1 stop apart. So I've already shot that scene. It's really beautiful with the really saturated tones, the browns and the reds contrasting against the blue sky. Really pretty scene. But within the scene, I've seen 2 other images at least, and one of them is down here in this, underneath that bay window up there. Yeah, I don't know. There. Right underneath that bay window, there's a big window, and the light is just hitting it so beautifully. It's just so much saturation and texture and color. And there's something in there, some spindly white thing that just adds a little bit of whimsicalness and some interest. So I'm going to put the 70-200 on and shoot that scene. And I'm also going to get a couple of tighter shots of the shadows on the brick with the textures of the brick, the changing colors of the brick, and the symmetry of the windows. You know, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. Juxtaposed against the curvature of the shadow. So that sounded really smart. So let's hope the picture comes out good. Alright, well, we haven't gotten too far. We've been in like a, I don't know, 100-foot radius this whole time, but it's been awesome. The light has been changing. We got all this saturated colors. The city is alive, and had some people walking through the images, which is cool. This one guy was, you know, smoking a cigarette, and, you know, long trails of smoke coming, and you know, with the cold and against the darker walls or the darker window. I'm hoping, you know, it's a nice street image. We'll see. I haven't even looked at it. I was really moving fast. The guy kind of caught me by surprise, so got that. Really loved that one window across the way, so I shot that a bunch. Different angles, different, you know, the 2.8, f11, went up to f20 or 18 right around there. Just kind of messed around a little bit. So I just shot, Robert was looking at this building across the way. I'll show you, I'll get some B-roll of it, but framed it with some trees and this old advertisement on this decaying brick building. Pretty cool, a lot of character to it. So shot that, and as I was shooting it, train comes right by, so that was kind of cool, and I was at a lower shutter speed, so I'm sure that train is in motion. Well, I assume it is, so that should be a pretty cool shot. But it's just a beautiful day in the city of Aurora, just coming down and getting some street images, especially, and you don't have to think about shooting street photography. You're not on private property, which is nice. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about, you know, you're shooting only at sunrise and sunset. You want to be earlier in the day or later in the day, so at least I do, so you can get the longer shadows. But it's just fun. I almost was going to say it's easy, but it's not easy. So don't jump on me in the comments about that. It's not easy to find these good images, but I love being able to just walk around and find symmetry and texture and shadows and light and midtones and action and still photography, and you know, it's just it's fun. It's different. It's a lot different than shooting landscape, which is what I normally do. So this is cool. I think we're going to shoot a little bit more, than maybe go grab a cup of coffee and call it. It was a hell of a start to a Saturday, that's for sure. All right. But hey, that is going to do it for another week. Had a great morning here in downtown Aurora. Did a lot of shooting. Love that fire station. Love those buildings across the street from the fire station. All those tones, all those textures, all that saturation. Just a nice street feel. Hopefully got a few good images of those. There was two different guys that were walking through my composition, so hopefully I got something there. So hope you enjoyed the video, hope you enjoyed the pictures. Thank you so very much. The comments that have been coming in lately have just been like incredibly kind. I just thank you so much for that. It's just craziness, but thank you so much for all of that. I really appreciate it. So with that, from historic downtown Aurora, I am Garrick, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world. So hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Let your friends know to join this little party we got going on here in the Midwest, and we'll see you next week, folks. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.